Can everyone see this all right? You need to enlarge, okay, thumbs up, I like that. So the report options, first slide really is those lanes of traffic that I described to you are bullet summaries for larger scale projects that I have in which it's market to market and the clients are really needing that debrief before we hit. So I may leave Chicago, here's your bullet summary, and then now we're off to Atlanta or off to New York. Less so for smaller scale projects, but the bullet summaries really outline what they can expect from me and also the timeline in which I'm delivering that to them. So the who, what, where, and how is really important so that they have that snapshot of, oh, I can expect to receive that when, and what's the volume of content I can receive. And you'll see that I also note the type of deliverable it is. I've been working in this industry a fair amount of years and have the white hair to show for it too. So I'm a PowerPoint guy. I'm completely Microsoft Office. I have those back-end tricks, the shortcuts, the align center, everything in those, in designing that it becomes so time efficient. That's why I work in that deliverable. So when clients are saying, oh, but we only work in Keynote, that's Apple. I know I'm going to have to add additional time and potentially budget to those projects because if you need it in Keynote, that's not my expertise. I don't work in that day to day, but it's important they hear from me what type of deliverable I'm providing to them so that they know what to expect, because uploading a PowerPoint into Google Slides, things get a little wonky on visual, things bleed off the slides, etc. So when they're aware of that, they know, okay, PowerPoint will be okay, or just deliver text and we have someone else on our research team. We want your content, we want your smart thinking, but ultimately, we don't want you spending hours and hours trying to reformat into Keynote, as an example. Top line report without verbatims is probably, I would say that and the top line with verbatims are my most common deliverable that I find clients are asking for, often driven by budget constraints, knowing that the full report gets significantly more. And top line reports without verbatims really helpful when I know that client stakeholders are observing in real time. And so that goes back to that early in the discussion conversation where I'm like, who's going to be observing? Oh, we don't have time to observe. Then you probably need the verbatims to help bring it to life later so that things make sense from what I observed. But if I know that it's all hands on deck, they're either behind the glass or they're behind the chat with me in real time, often they can save on some of the budget and transcripts are not required, they can be optional there. PowerPoint slides, this is strictly my framework. There was no survey conducted that's provided feedback, nothing statistically significant that clients said, the best amount, the ideal amount is 10 to 15 slides. This is really working well for me so that they can expect, this number. And if they need more, that's where we iterate. Full report is usually more the granddaddy of the deliverable and really has everything and anything that was discussed, utilized down to the appendix, the graphical representation, screener, discussion guide. That is the one-stop shop that they can share internally with any of their stakeholders. High level on the common expectations. Early in the reporting phase, I like to ask for the template that they desire. Well, sometimes with my business, I can deliver one in my template. Often I want to make it easier for all stakeholders. So if they can provide me a scrubbed version of their, from their Marcom division or something of the sort, I know exactly how to manipulate their data so that they don't have any heavy lifting after the fact if they're trying to pull out slides or using internally. Important to have all those font types, color, background, you name it. All of that early on, so I have time to review before the reporting phase, because as I mentioned, the reporting phase is so time intensive. This builds out a little bit more of what was included on the high level snapshot and what they can expect, content, as well as the length of the document. Similarly, the top line report, no verbatims, and what it compares to, really that 10 to 5 slides of that full report that can easily be pulled out for their internal deliverables. doesn't change that much except for with verbatims, the quotes. Human transcription versus machine generated. I used to feel strongly that it needed to be human generated, and now I am so impressed by the level of accuracy of machine generated transcripts that has been a great cost savings on a lot of projects when clients don't have the time, or we know we need to churn a report out much quicker and there isn't time to have human generated transcripts, but AI generated. I think it's really working well there now. A little more details here on the full report. It was covered in the high level one.